All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to Success Zone, Monday morning edition. And I know some people had some problems. A lot of people have problems getting on the call. I don't get it. I got to find out what's happening. So anyway, for those of you who are on, welcome, welcome. Hope you all had a great weekend. Let me get rid of this. Hang on one second. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So, as all of you on this call know, we do Success Zone every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. We will fix this glitch, that's for sure. But let me show you, if you can't be on live, if you go to YouTube, okay, and this is just for some of your groups or teams, if you have a team. If you go to Giamalva Global, okay, that's how it's spelled, Giamalva Global. You could see that. All trainings are archived and put here. Okay? So if you look at all the different topics that we have covered, right? Starting, you must have realistic expectations, overcoming objections. Do you know what to do? 10 steps to success, right? All the different trainings that we've done on Success Zone are here. It's a great resource to go back. If you have people who have questions on what do I have to do to build my business? How do I do goal setting? So I just want to make sure everybody knows that is a great resource for people that are looking to build a business. And that's really the platform, of Success Zone. It's really to show people, all the different nuances. One of the things I always talk about is in our business, in this business, or any business, right? The ABCs, the blocking and tackling are the same, right? I remember a video. I'm a big sports guy, and Vince Lombardi is a famous pro football coach. He was the coach for the Green Bay Packers, and he started off every training camp very simply, and he held a football and he said, "This is a football." Okay, this is a football. Well, bottom line was, his message was, there's basics. There's basics to any business, and the basics are very simple. And everybody out there, no matter what company they're with, what products they have to market, you want to get those products to the marketplace. And everybody has their simple system. Well, what we do here is we try to really break it down to how you're going to go out there and understand the real business. And the real business is people, as you all know, right? We all have the same products, okay, to market. If you're in a certain company, we all have the same compensation plan we work under. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why is it some people persevere and climb the rankings and some people struggle? Why is it 2/3 of everybody that enters into our business basically do nothing? Why is it really 1 to 5% that actually goes out there and makes a career in this industry? I mean, Eric Worre has something called Network Marketing Pro. Network Marketing Pro, right? And he does a conference, I think it's 3 or 4 days every year in Las Vegas. In other words, what is it that next level commits to? Well, first of all, there's a couple of things. Number one, they're in it and they're going to do it till they do it. In other words, there's no other choice. They're here to become a professional, right? But some of you, right, as you know, when you first get started, you're in Little League, right? You're in T-ball. Remember T-ball? Any of you have kids, right? T-ball, they put the ball on a tee and they learn how to hit it. Well, that's a new distributor. Some people, they're trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get this and how am I going to pick up the phone and talk to somebody? Well, you just got to understand some people are there and you got to graduate to Little League. Then you got to graduate to Pony. Then you got to graduate to Babe Ruth League. Then maybe you make your high school team. And then if you're good enough, right, most people will never even smell playing in college. But some people do. And then some people make a commitment to go pro. It's the same thing here. And some of you are so hard on yourself, you beat yourself up, but you got to understand, okay, you may not have the skill set yet. That's a journey. That's a journey of where you're at. And that's okay. If you understood, right? Think about it, right? You're in Little League. Are you thinking about signing a contract for $150 million to play professional? It's not even a thought process. So why is it some people get involved in network marketing and they start to think, okay, about making $1 million a year in their first 3 months? No, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying not to have your vision board and say, you know what? I'm going to be a network marketing pro. And I know I will hit that $1 million mark. And that's your long-term vision. Yes, I get that. But some of you are putting it on in your first 30 days and you're wondering why you're not rich yet. Well, it's because you're in T-ball. That's all. And so when you start to realize that, you go, okay, I am where I'm supposed to be. I played a video on our Saturday update call, and it was, what's that famous pastor in Houston? Anyway, famous pastor. You guys know the name. Anyway, he says, start your day with, I am. Start your day with, I am. I am where I'm supposed to be. I am successful. I am energetic. I am going to follow my daily plan. Most people, they start their day with, I'm tired. I don't feel good, right? It's all a negative spin. Start your day with, I am. And you know what? When you start to really buy into, I am where I'm supposed to be, now here's the mentality. I am just on a journey to get to where I need to be. And these are just the steps. These are just the steps. And I'm going to caution all of you. You're going to want it faster than sometimes it's going to be given to you. I like the urgency. But no matter how urgent, I was urgent in what? In exercising my attributes. Lisa and I have always been urgent just to follow the system. We couldn't wait to get up in the morning and still to follow the system. Difference here now is we're putting together the system, okay? We're not just following it, okay? And that's a whole nother challenge that we've accepted for ourselves, okay? But see, all of you, what you need to do is you need to build your team. That's where you are right now. You're in a position that you need to build your team. And there's certain ways you could go out and do it, right? But the person that has to push the snowball up the hill in the beginning is you. If you committed to this, this is the person that holds it all together. When I'm pointing to this, I'm pointing to you. Because understand, some people will come, they won't have the same desire as you, and they'll quit. But what stays constant is you. Most people get involved and they sponsor somebody and they look for that person to be the constant, the consistency. No, the rock has to be you. No matter what happened in Jeff and Lisa's organization, this never wavered. Never. Leaders come and go. People come in, they leave. Right? Some people don't like the product, some people don't. Right? Some people are just people that you can't work with. It doesn't matter what happened underneath here. Because Jeff and Lisa, we're going to do it with or without them. We always had a mentality, if everybody in the organization quit tomorrow, what would happen? Nothing. Nothing. I would rebuild. I would rebuild. My business is not predicated on any one person making a decision to stay or leave. The one person that has to make the decision never to leave is you. And then guess what happens? What starts to happen then is people say, wow, and you start to gain respect. They start to see you're never going to waver. And this is where you take on the face of leadership. But in the beginning, you know what you need to do? Leverage. All of you. You're in T-ball, some of you, maybe even in Little League. You have to leverage the system. And the systems that you all have consist of getting information into the hands of others through video, right? Through conference calls, through webinars, right? We had our weekly webinar yesterday, and one of our executive core group members, Sonia, okay, provided the system for our team. Provided the system. So what did everybody else have to do? Just promote Sonia. That's all they had to do. All they had to do was market Sonia doing the presentation. And guess what? Sonia did the heavy lifting. So if I'm someone in the organization, I could go, you know what? All I have to do, my job, is to get as many people on that call as possible. That's it. And then afterwards, people either see it or they don't. And if Sonia does the presentation, they probably saw it. And so now what do you have to do? Just walk them through what they need to do to get started. You didn't have to recite the presentation. All you had to do was be a professional promoter to it. That's it. Do you see T-ball? See, in a T-ball, you just have a stick and the coach puts the ball there. It doesn't move. It doesn't move, and the batter goes, all I have to do is hit it. It's not coming at you at 100 miles an hour with movement, right? And you got to figure out where it's going to be. It's right there. Well, that's a presentation. And all you got to do is get as many people to try to hit the ball. That's it. So you just got to be a promoter of the events. Now, one of the things that will help you lead people to the events is something called the third-party system. That was a good opening, huh? That was a 17-minute opening to get to the first slide. I don't know. I dreamt of T-ball last night. Could you tell? I don't know where that came from. Okay, so here's the deal. Third-party system, an important and vital, listen now, vital tool for your success. Why? Because you're brand new. And even if you're not brand new, it's so easy to leverage. Why try to dig the ditch? Someone else will help you do it. Okay, so what is it? Okay, well, let me explain this to you. And I know a lot of you have seen this before, but that's okay. Okay, you get involved in your opportunity, no matter what it was. Okay, no matter what it is, you've accepted this opportunity and you're excited. Just like if you accepted and made a decision, okay, to what? To buy a restaurant. I was just looking online. One of the people that was with me in another company, they live in Canada, made a decision. They just announced it. That they now went into coffee. They always want to open up their own coffee shop. Traditional business. So what did they do? They made an announcement that we have finally realized our dream of opening a coffee shop. Great. What is she doing? She's marketing. Now, what is she going to need? She's going to need people to come in and drink her coffee. Well, what do you need? You need people that want your product. This is where people go, man, this is the same thing of any traditional business. Yes. Only difference is, watch everybody, there's no infrastructure you have to pay for. There's no employees you have to employ. But you have to go out there and let everybody know what you have. And here's the deal. You bring to the table a warm market. You bring to the table an initial contact base. That's your prospects. When we say make your list, we're saying make your list to everybody that you know without a doubt will be open-minded enough to listen about your excitement of your new business. Without the pre-qualification of whether they're going to do it or not. Take on the responsibility that all you want to do is share what you have with people. If there's an interest, and many will and most won't, so many will and most won't, so the ones that do, you want to now lead them into the information. The third-party system is, if I get a new person somewhat excited, why? Because maybe you sent them a video. Hey, Susan, it's Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Oh, so good. How are you? Small talk, small talk, small talk. Hey, Susan, let me tell you why I'm calling. Lisa and I are so excited. Because you said what's new. Let me tell you what's new. How many times do people say what's new and you say, well, not so much? Well, can I help you with that one phrase? Stop saying that and say, let me tell you what's new. For once in your life, tell them what's new. We never say, we go, oh, no, nothing. Same old, same old. Meanwhile, you want to try to be earning $1 million, but nothing's new. It makes me crazy. How can nothing be new if you are on a vision and goal to make $1 million? Well, maybe the desire is not there. So watch, I'm walking you through this now. Hey, Susan, it's Jeff. Lisa and I are so excited. As you know, Susan, because she's my warm market, I've been doing what I'm doing for a long time. And Lisa and I have finally made this decision, okay, that we're sick of being broke every month. And we found an unbelievable opportunity by marketing this. And I'm putting together my team. I thought of you, and I know you would be a great support system. I don't know if it's for you or not, Susan, but you know what? We're on a business plan, Lisa and I, okay, just doing the spare time part-time to make an extra $3,000 a month. For us, Susan, that's a lot of money. And I want to share with you what I'm doing. And whether or not you decide this may be something for you, I know you know other people, and I would love your support. Now, did I not just tell her what I'm doing? I took it away and make sure she's not feeling that I'm trying to get her. And all I want, Susan, for you to do is watch this video. Because I love you to be a little bit well-versed on what we're doing. If you're intrigued, I want to share with you how this could work for you. That's it. And that's my job in the beginning. I already have the trust with these people because they're my warm market. She watches the video. Now watch. She's intrigued. Now what am I doing? Well, the third-party system is to now introduce Susan to the person you're working very closely with. Your sponsor, the person that brought you into the business. You see how the third-party system could work together? And I'm gonna dive into it today on why it works. It takes you out of having to do the very thing most people struggle with, which is what? Talk about it. All you knew, let me ask you a question. When you got involved, whose belief did you buy into? You probably bought into this person's belief. There was probably some trust and credibility here. What did this person do to get you excited? Probably the same thing. They probably sent you a video. You probably watched a webinar. Maybe you did a three-way call. Do you see the duplication? So what makes it work? Okay, first of all, edification. Simply sharing something good to your prospect about the person you're working with. Susan, man, I'm so excited. I'm glad you watched the video. I see. Now you know why I'm excited. I want to introduce you, okay, to somebody I'm working very closely with. And say something good about the person. They've been in the industry X amount of time, right? Tell them a little bit about their past. If they're top money earners, let them know about that. But that person becomes the expert. And I'm going to show you why that's important. It ensures that everything your expert says to them at initial introduction will be taken at a higher level of value and importance. Why? Because they're the expert. That's why. More likely, prospect does not know the expert, more than likely. So this gives instant credibility to your prospect. See, your person already knows you're brand new. Why? Because you told them. And they know you're not the expert. Why? Because you're brand new. So when you introduce a person that has that expert feel to them, because why? You edified them, your prospect takes them at whatever they say at a higher level. And more importantly, it takes the responsibility off of you as they do the explaining. Because the first party mistake most people will make is they try to do all the explaining. Remember T-ball? Okay, if you think about it, the average new person maybe has an exposure of a video, a webinar, maybe even a live event. And they're listening in a different way. And what they start to do when they come across a brand new person, and this is a big, big, big mistake, is they try to recite what's in the product, the compensation plan. They start to explain the pyramid structure. And then they wonder why people shut down. Your job is not to explain. Because all that's going to happen is you're not equipped. And people just start reacting to your explanation. And here come all the objections. And that person, the brand new person, says, my gosh, this is not what they told me. They told me this was going to be simple. I didn't know everybody's going to tell me their life story and how stupid my decision was. So you know what we want to do to a new person? Take that away. Take that away. Don't try to explain. Listen, lead. Don't try to explain. Lead. Lead to what? Lead to the information that does the explaining. Because you're not equipped. And even if you are equipped, why would you put yourself into that mess if it's not necessary? I'm equipped, so I don't do it. I went, where did I go? You know, Lisa's gone. So Jeff was free for 3 days. Shh. I was a good boy. Okay. So I went, where did I go? I went to this place over here, and I was there sitting there watching the game. And I met this guy that Lisa and I met at a restaurant, and we started talking, right? We started talking, and mostly about baseball and what he's doing and whatever it was. And he says, well, I got a guy coming. You know, you might like him. So he's meeting me here. So the guy comes, and we started a conversation. Okay, nothing about business at this point. Nothing. So the guy that was there was meeting some girl for the first date. So he was leaving, but the guy said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go to Red Rocks Casino. Okay, I want to watch this game and I'm going to gamble a little bit." He goes, "I'll go with you." So long story short, okay, we meet at this restaurant at Red Rocks. We start talking. Okay, and he says, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, Lisa and I are involved in a business. Really, it's a startup, and we're marketing this product. And I'm looking for people right now. We just moved to Vegas, and I'm looking for leaders that want to be part of this startup." He goes, "Is it multi-level marketing?" I go, "Absolutely, it's multi-level marketing." He goes, "I can't believe I just met you." And he showed me a text that was in Spanish, because he's Spanish speaking, about somebody that he knows very well, because he's been in the industry, this guy, for 5 years. He's built some big teams, and somebody was just reaching out to him about this new opportunity. And the bottom line, here's my point to the whole story. The bottom line was, he says, "Tell me more about it." I said, "No, you know what? Not tonight." I said, "Listen, my wife's gone. I only have a few hours." I don't want to explain my business to you, okay? That's a joke. I said, "Listen, okay, let's have a good time. I'm going to send you a video tomorrow." Now, let me ask you all a question. Do you all think I have the ability to sit there and explain our business to him? Of course I do. I could have sat there that night. I could have mapped out everything. No. Why? Because I don't want him to perceive that's what he'd have to do. Do you guys got it? I said, "I'm going to send you a video. Now let's go have fun," because that's how I do my business. I have fun. We do meetings, parties, and trainings. He goes, "Oh, I love that. I love the sound of that." Well, I'm going to show you how our system works. Sent him the video. Okay, we had fun that night. Okay, sent him the video. Text me right back. Okay, he was on Sonia's call last night. Okay, I could have sat down and said, "Listen, I don't want you listening to Sonia. I'm the man." No, are you kidding me? Get on Sonia's call. She's one of our top leaders. Okay, text me back, said, "Very interesting." I said, "Good. We'll get together." I'm not all over him. I'm just leading him to the information. Now, today, I'll sit down with him. I'll show him how to get started. Simple. Do you guys understand? There was a point there. I hope you got the point. Sometimes you're representing yourself as you're just trying to get everybody, and oh my gosh. No, lead them to the information. I did not do this, and I could have. Okay, so first party mistake. You attempt to present and explain everything to your prospect. And I just covered this. This does not duplicate. You don't have experience or credibility. You don't want to have somebody not get involved due to your inexperience or lack of credibility. Well, I have credibility. I have experience, and I could have done it, but why didn't I? I go back to it. I repeat myself a lot because it doesn't duplicate. Me sitting down and taking an hour and a half does not duplicate. I just wanted him to meet me as me. Wow, that guy was fun. Man, he had some good energy. I told him my story. Yeah, I've told him my story. 5 minutes, 25 years in the industry. Here's what we've done. Here's what we've accomplished. And we finally made a decision to really start our own. And it's so funny that we met because I'm putting together my Las Vegas team right now. To have lasting success, it's crucial that you use and teach the third-party system. Okay, now, why is this important? Well, first of all, and I went through this already, you have trust with your prospect. But once I said, like I said before, there's not much credibility when it comes to this business, but this person will listen to the third-party expert. Working together as a team, also, guidance and support from your sponsor will help you start building your business. Remember, I'm talking to you a little bit different. If you're above this and you're past it, doesn't mean you don't utilize it. It means you understand it. But some of you are, and you're still playing T-ball. And whether you're in the major leagues or whether you're in T-ball, I will always still use a third-party system. In fact, don't all get crazy here, okay? I might be doing a three-way call with one of you. I don't need you, but I'm gonna maybe pull somebody in, right, to validate. So I'm doing it, and I'm a principal in the company. So I don't need that. It's not for you. In the beginning, it is for you. But you're sending a message. Everything you do is sending a message to your team. I said this on our Saturday update call because we had somebody in the organization say, I don't lead my people to this. I don't lead my people to that. We have our own system. And I said, well, okay, that's okay because I'm not your boss and I can't hire or fire, but that's not what I want duplicated. Because what you're doing, see now I have to give that person the right advice. Whether they accept it or not, they're going to hear me. What you're doing won't duplicate. You may even get some people sponsored. You may even be a top sponsor. But I promise you, your tree won't grow. Why? Because you are going against what the company teaches. How far do you think you're going to get? Start your own company. Why would we teach something that doesn't work? Well, my people are different. Here we go. How many times have you all heard that? Anybody who's ever built in multi-levels heard this. You don't understand, Jeff. No, Jeff, really, you don't understand. My people. No, your people breathe the same air I do. Your people have the same objections as my people do. The problem is you're not sold on it. Because if you're not sold on it, everybody, your people won't do it. What you're saying is you won't do it. Now, if this resonates, great. If it doesn't, then Jeff's just ranting again. Okay? I promise you, if you take this journey long enough, you will have those people that say, my people. You can't buy into that. Never, ever, 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 in my opinion, go against what your company teaches. You're self-sabotaging your own business. You think you're not, but you are. Okay? Now, having said that, okay, see, it resonates for some people. Third-party system. Number one, okay, initial contact. Phone call. This is face-to-face, right? It could be a phone call. It could be a text. Okay? It could have been a lunch. It's another thing. Start reconnecting, guys. Listen to me, please. If I haven't talked to Susan in 5 years, and the first she hears from me is about my new multi-level marketing company, what do you think is going to happen? Hey, Susan, it's Jeff. Let me tell you what I'm doing. Hey, Jeff. Hi. Jeff who? Oh, Jeff, I haven't talked to you in 5 years, Jeff. Oh, Jeff, who only calls me when he wants something from me, Jeff. How about, hey, Susan, it's Jeff. I haven't talked to you in a while. You know, I was thinking about you the other day, right? Remember that party we went to? Remember this we did? Okay, whatever. Let's get together for lunch. How about saying hi again? How about reconnecting? Some of you go through your entire list and you haven't talked to these people forever. Reconnect. Or maybe it's a conversation for 30, 45 minutes without bringing up anything. That's another mistake. And now you start calling people, and all people hear is you want something from me. Well, what happens to the average person when you believe they want something from you? Well, let me ask you a question. Ladies, when you walk into a dress store, a dress shop, a boutique, and you start to look at all the inventory and all the dresses, and the salesperson comes up and says, "May I help you?" What's the first thing that comes out of your mouth? "No, just looking." Well, maybe that's what happens when you call everybody. "No, just looking." You guys got it? Put yourself in that person's position. Reconnect. Now, what happens when you walk into the dress store and it goes, "Hey, welcome in. We got some great inventory. We have a sale going on. Enjoy." Now what? Now what do? "Oh, this is nice. I hate when people follow me around. Anything particular you're looking for?" "No, leave me alone." That's how I am. But when they come in and say, "Hey, by the way, we have a 40% off," Lisa and I just went to the Forum Shops. Walk in, everybody says hi to you. "And just by the way, I know you're just looking, everybody, but today we have 40% off everything. If you need some help, we're over here." Maybe that's how you got to start doing it. Maybe have a lunch. Have an initial conversation. Maybe it's at a mixer or a social event. Okay, maybe it's a three-way call. Maybe it's a Zoom meeting. Whatever, just different ways. The initial contact, right? I could pull somebody into any one of these things. We do a lot of now three-way calls through Zoom. So they can meet the person. They could see. They could feel their energy. Easiest way, though, of course, and now, by the way, do you know how to do a three-way call? I know this is crazy, but I can't tell you how many times people go, "Okay, let's try this. Hang on a second, Jeff. What do I do now?" Press add call. Put the other person in, right? Know how to do a three-way call. Remember, this is your business. So just some things to remember, okay, when you set this up. If it's done through a call or a Zoom, obviously that's always a neutral turf. Now, this is just me, okay? But I never go on their turf. In other words, I'm not going to go meet them on their turf and bring the expert with me. You follow me? Why? Puts them in control. You're perceived now as a salesperson, and the person sits down. You ever have this done? Or if it's a three-way call that's done wrong, "All right, tell me what you got. Sell me." No, dude. You got this whole thing wrong. That was not set up right. Okay? Now that's like you're chasing them. You're a salesman. That's not what you are. Neutral turf, right? Zoom, conference call, Starbucks, neutral. More relaxed, open-minded. Your turf puts them in control. Now, when we say your turf, okay, you set up the call, you set it up correctly, right? They know it's a 15-minute call. You've edified the expert. See, your turf used to mean, guys, okay, we had training centers. A lot of you know this. Okay, there was no Zoom, there was no internet. We had a training center. We had people come to our office building. My turf. Okay, but see, now that's pretty much taken away because everything is your turf because you can now open up the world through Zoom. Okay, so appointment to talk business. Okay, this is if you have somebody, it's an appointment, social setting, business setting. But what happens at the appointment? What happens on the three-way call? Because this is where most of you are going to do this. The expert does the explaining. So important. You stay quiet. Shh, cállate. No talking. Favorite thing that I hear when I'm introduced properly is when the new person says, "Okay, now I'm going to mute myself." That's music to my ears. I just love that so much. I'm going to mute myself, and I say, "Oh, good, thank God." Okay, well, why? Because you ever done a three-way call where you start to lead the person where you want them led, and all of a sudden the new person says, "Well, tell them about this, Jeff." And it's probably something like, "Tell them about that ingredient." And they take the person completely away where you were trying to lead them. And the prospect goes, "Yeah, tell me about that ingredient." It just derailed the whole call. You stay quiet. Now, this is not being mean. Never interject into conversation unless asked. I may say, "Well, hey, you know what, Sonia, why don't you tell Mark your story after I've done everything?" Mark, listen to Sonia's story. And Sonia goes, "Okay." Sonia, unmute, and Sonia tells her story. Or, "Sonia, tell them what happened in your first week in the business." I might lead them there. Who knows? But the point is, never interject into the conversation unless asked. I've been on three-way calls, guys, where they introduce me and the new person starts talking and keeps talking and keeps talking. And I've said a couple of times, many times when I do a three-way call, "You obviously guys don't need me. I got to go." And I click off. Why am I here? So these are just mistakes you'll actually think about doing. Don't make them. The expert will lead your prospect to make decision and give you direction on what to do next. Okay? Closing. Remember, the expert knows what to do. He knows, he's feeling, he's seeing what he knows, what he doesn't know. If your prospect is ready to get started, you be prepared. I know, remember, this is T-ball, and I can't assume this. Do you know how to get somebody started in your business? Do you have your link ready? Can you walk them through what they have to do? You don't expect the expert to get your person started. You be prepared. If your prospect is not ready to get started, the expert will realize this and move them towards the next event, whatever that is. Many times I'll say, "Well, tell me what you know." I've seen a video. Okay. I've watched a presentation, and I'll have to lead him to whatever else he may need. I'll figure that out. The expert will figure that out. So it's important to always maintain positive contact. Follow-up is key, obviously. But remember, the expert's going to help you on this part. They'll probably say, "Okay, Sonia, make sure he gets that link sent to him for the recorded webinar," because he hasn't been on one yet. Because he may start to ask me about comp plans or ingredients. I'm going to say, "Listen, you obviously haven't seen a webinar," because that's not my purpose. My purpose is not to recite the presentation. My purpose is to validate what he's already seen. So the proper three-way call is normally somebody who knows your story, has watched an introductory video, and maybe an introductory webinar. Those are the best. If you could get those three things done prior to the three-way call, I'm telling you, your closing percentage soars. But don't expect the person doing the three-way call to do the whole presentation one-on-one. That's not the purpose of it. So that's the third-party system. Say, couple of great things in there. if I do say so myself, okay? A couple of good things in there. When you're making your list, some of you start making your list again. Reconnect first. Reconnect first. Build that relationship over again. Build that trust. There's certain people on your list that you have a good rapport with. You could just say, listen, I'm excited. I'm sending you a video. Please watch it and follow up. There's other people you haven't touched in a while. So that's how you do a three-way call. I will tell you this. Anybody in network marketing who's ever achieved fast growth, leverage the three-way calls. There's no doubt about it. It is probably the best tool you have because now it's made real. The video they were seeing, right? Actors and a presentation. This now makes it real. You, the expert, and them. It's taking them to the next step. And what happens after that step? Normally a decision. And that's all you want in our industry. You want a yes or a no. The three-way call forces a decision. Last thing you ever want to do in our industry is to have a bunch of people that received your information and have yet to make a decision. That's the worst thing in the world. And they're the same people on your list that were there 30 days ago or 3 years ago. A three-way call will help them get on or get off. Isn't that what you want? And that's how you do it. Appreciate all of you. Sorry for the little confusion. I'll figure this out today. Okay? Talk to everybody. Bye.